Welcome to Set and Forget Traders, where precision meets patience. This isn't guesswork, it's strategy, structure, and the smart money's roadmap. If you're tired of chasing trades, strap in, because we'll show you how to trade like the banks, not against them. And if the market noise has been costing you money and peace of mind, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button, because this is where structure meets mastery. So we are going to start with dollar index, and our point of interest is to understand what the buyers are doing and what the sellers are doing on dollar index. So our first interest will be the demand chart. The demand chart, then we see what the buyers are doing, and we go to the supply chart, we see what the sellers are doing. We'll check out the indicators, we see what the indicators are trying to tell us, and we merge our analysis and sentiments, and we call it a day. So we're beginning with the demand chart. You can be interested to see that. Let's look at the daily time frame. Our point of reference will be the daily and the weekly time frame. So when we're checking on the daily time frame, we can see that the last week the price was redistributing below and inside the demand zone. The demand zone is at the proximal line 99.058 and the distal line 98.880. This has been a very good zone, helping us identify the potential demand zone, and you can see on this day, on 28th of April, price tapped into the demand zone and buyers came in. You can see the buyers pushed price up to the next demand zone, and the price didn't hit the demand zone, which is at the level 102.431. So where we are right now, we anticipate that the buyers are supposed to come in again and push the price back up again. This will be a triple bottom actually, because there was a first retest, maybe the second one, the third one. So we expect buyers to come in and push price into the next demand zone around 102.431. In between the two demand zone, there is a pivot line at 100.274, and you can see what the price did the last time it came here. It was pushed below because buyers took the partial at this level. And if we can go into the 4-hour time frame, you can be able to see that the buyers were able to use the pivot zone here. The pivot zone is here. After the price took profit inside this pivot zone, you can see the buyers were out of the market and price came pushing down below, testing the padding zone of the demand zone, and price came below, breaking it, because this is not a fresh test of the demand zone. But you can see clearly this fair value gap was because buyers were taking profit at the lower time frame demand zone. And you might be interested to watch the supply chart to see why the sellers came in here, because there's a supply zone here, but we'll focus on it later on. So it's quite simple. We don't have any other zones, and you can see during NFP, this was this huge engulfing candle 4-hour time frame. It was during the NFP. The buyers made an entry. Let's check at the 1-hour time frame to try and be certain what happened. Yeah, you can see during the NFP, we had a clear sight because buyers pushed from the proximal line of the demand zone, which is from the distal line of the demand zone at 98.880, and they pushed price above, meaning they're interested to push price into the next demand zone. Quite unsure, but you can see all the candles are lining to be a buyer's bullish order zone. So what are we going to do next week? So when we're looking at the weekly time frame, we anticipate too much information that you're gonna see. We anticipate that the buyers are going to push price. Our first target will be 100.274, and our main target will be 102.431. If price closes above the pivot 100.27 for price will push up and above. The same thing, if it closes above, we're gonna see price go into the next demand zone. But if it closes below, we're going to be waiting for a retest again, which happened here. We're going to wait for a retest and anticipate a push up. So our order level is going to be a retest, because buyers are going to take profit, and finally price going up. So price is resting at a very ideal level of buying. So in case you're short, just buy at 99.058 and 98.880 and wait to see if price will close below and go up. But we'll close our buy trades if price is going to go below. Not on the first candle, but on the second, because this day price, you can see it pierced, it came down so that it might mitigate the proactive buyers. But if 2 days in a row the price is going to sell, we're going to confirm that the sellers are pushing price. But if it's only just a day, we're going to wait for price to come back into the demand zone and buy. This is we don't have many zones, we only have 2 zones here, and we're going to set and forget and see how the price is going to close the week. So we're going to check the next order zone, which is the supply chart, and it has been quite interesting. Many of you have not been here, but it has been quite interesting because when the fair value gap happened, price opened at a proximal line of the supply zone, which is 100.458. Price went down because sellers are present, because you can see price open at this supply zone, and it was a sell for us, and we anticipated we're not going to exit any sell trade if price is not going to come into the supply zone. So you can see this sell trade went further until it tested the supply level, but the main supply zone is at 98.248 being the proximal line and 98.026 being the distal line of the supply zone. You want to know if price had tested it before, and yes, you can see the price, the last time price pushed inside the supply zone, they took their profits and price went up because sellers are not present in the market. This chart allows us to see where sellers are taking their profit so that we might be able to perceive where is the next, what is happening. So reduced volume because sellers are taking their profits of their sell orders allows buyers to come in during that weak moment. And the supply zone, again, it played a big part, because you can see this day the sellers pushed price below, entering at this supply zone. And again, it has really helped us understand the price action, and this is what the banks are really trying to hide it from us. And you can see the previous supply zone price came falling, the sellers entered again after taking profits, they entered again at the supply zone, and they pushed price into the next supply zone. Guys, you need to put your keenness into this, because it might save you way lot of losses. Yeah, and the last time you see it came here. So again, we're going to buy because sellers are not present at this market. Sellers are only aligned at this supply zone. You understand? So it assists you not to just randomly sell. Yeah, you're trying to protect your decision with what you're doing. So we're going to sell if price is going to come into this supply zone, which is 100.652 and 100.458. We're going to sell at that level. So that said, you can see sellers are not present at the current. The next supply order level is at 99.798, which is just a pivot. If price close above, means that sellers are not present, but it closes below, it allows you to know that the price is going to the next. It's just a pivot on a beam balance. If sellers are able to push price above it, we're going to see price coming into this next supply level. As in, that saved you a lot of mistakes. So if you want to sell, don't sell dollar index right now until we see a retest on 99.798 or the main supply zone at 100.652 being the dasher line and the proximal line at 100.458. Yeah, imagine this is so simple, and we have already finished analyzing our dollar index. Yeah, you can share your sentiments on what you believe the price might be and what you think the institutions are doing. The last bit of understanding, we're going to jump into looking at the channels, looking at the moving average, and maybe understanding what's happening on that other indicators. This is an uptrend channel, and on the monthly time frame, you can see the price is trying to close above it. The last time price came falling, this was on January. You can see the monthly candle had pierced on this channel, and price came falling down, testing the next channel. Because the momentum was bearish, price went and closed down into the next channel. So last month, being the month of May, you can see this candle precisely closed at this channel, and we'll be interested to see what happened on this month. We hope that the sellers will take profits off their supply orders, and we expect to see price coming back into this order level. Let me quite show you here. We expect price to trade at this level, at this order block. Yeah, this channel is allowing us to see the monthly price action. Yeah, we want to see price coming back into this order level. Yeah, last month it tried, but it came closing down. Yeah, so on the weekly time frame, you can see that the buyers are really trying to bring back price into this order level, and we're anticipating now, since this zone is already tested, it's easier for buyers to push price and close it just above that order level. The same thing that these sellers, you can see the sellers, they liquidated their orders through that channel, and the same thing we anticipate that the buyers should bring the price back up into this order level. Yeah, quite easy, and you allow everything to align itself. You don't force things to go your way. You can see the last time we had a good sell-off because of seeing the price closing below this order level. Yeah, quite simple and quite helpful in you making the decisions during your trading journey. So the next, we're going to look at the downtrend channel. This is the downtrend channel. You can see it's coming from up going down, and the same thing you can see on the monthly time frame on this downtrend channel. Two candles on the monthly time frame allowed the buyers to liquidate this order level, and then the next candle closed below, and then you can see the previous month it just tipped, and you can see the previous retest. Price had been tipping and going back, tipping and going back, tipping, going back, coming down, going back, coming down, and we expect kind of move, except that these 2 months we have seen low volume, but it should be a retest and coming back, a retest and a coming back. So stay hooked, because we're expecting a bull run after sellers have taken the profits and pull back into this order level, because this is sustaining. And in case the price closes below this order level, we're going to quit our buy sentiments and wait for price to come back again so that we can trade it. Quite simple. You can check on the weekly time frame. This is a clean bill of understanding. Even without using more indicators, this can give you a clear of what the banks are doing. Even on the weekly candles, you can see how precise the price action is aligning with this indicator. Yeah, and you can see even now, right now, where the price is currently, price has tried to abstain from closing below. Most probably, the institutions are having their orders at this level. So with this pin bar, we expect a retest or a pullback out back into this order level. Stay tuned, because we're going to make everything make sense. You can check at the daily time frame. the buyers are really trying all their means to make sure that they don't invalidate the laws of trading here. And this is what we're trying to allow you to see, because buyers, you see, they are trying to really push price back up. This is on the daily time frame. Yeah, stay hooked, because we're going to make the years count. Yeah, quite less of the moving average, which is trying to tell us the trend, and there is a liquidity position for sellers, because the moving average is still aligned to sell. So until it breaks, we're going to confirm that the buyers are coming into the market with interest. Yeah, stay tuned for more insights. So the next thing before we close, we're going to check this week if you're going to have fundamentals aligning, so that we can see a confluence of interest. So let's check the next phase, which is the fundamentals, before we close. Yeah, no more. The week looks quite less of fundamentals, except on Wednesday, where we're going to see the CPI being released, which is an interesting view. And the CPI is going to headline the fundamentals of the week. And Thursday, we're going to see the PPI, the jobless claims, and the core PPI. So Wednesday and Thursday are going to be the most volatile days in USD. We're going to expect the liquidity to be presented during this day. So stay focused on Wednesday and on Thursday. Manage your trades well, and we are here to assist you in making better decisions, so that you don't lose your equity and your portfolio. Stay blessed. You can consult us anytime you want, and we'll be ready to serve you folks. Stay blessed and have a good week. God bless you all.